What would you say are some of the personal traits or qualities that I would want to know about you who would fit to this job?
I have attention to detail. I can take direction and respect for authority. I'm able to think quickly on my feet and adapt to quickly changing situations and environments. To me, an interview is business. It's not smiles, it's not laughing, it's not bantering. Like, you know, it's serious. This is the job we're talking about. Like, I don't want to hear about your personal life. Like, sometimes they try to make small talk about that. Ask questions that are direct and to the point. They need to ask, like, can you do that? Can you greet customers? And how would you do it? Like, they should just do, instead of this broad generalization, they should, every duty that you would have to do, they should ask, can you write out paperwork for new vehicles and or on-core service or whatever it is, and they just need to be more direct.
Tell me about your education. So you're at HTC, right?
Yes.
And you're doing a network
administration.
Network administration. So what kind of classes did you have to take?
I had to take all 4 Cisco certified network administration courses. I took about 3 Linux classes, learning Linux operating system, and then Windows Server, learning Active Directory. I also took coding as
what languages?
HTML and then Python.
Okay. What made you decide on this versus IT, in which it sounds like you have a pretty good background in?
I've always been an automobile enthusiast.
Okay.
I've always had a passion for vehicles, and I like to get more into that. Eventually, I guess my dream ultimately is to race.
Learning about what they're interested in gives you a little bit of extra insight into why they would be a good fit for a job, or maybe not be a good fit for a job. Tell me something you're proud of. It doesn't have to be workplace. It could be personal life. It could be anything. Just something that you're proud of.
My grandfather was in the Army and the Air Force. He was in 35 years, a lieutenant, eventually reaching the rank of lieutenant colonel. He was in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. And my dad was in the Army, and he was a Desert Storm veteran. And I just thought about what they went through and what I'm going through, and I don't want to let them down.
Sure.
I let myself down most of all, but by getting out, by getting out in the middle of your enlistment, you're basically saying, I'm not a man of my word. I'm not fulfilling what I said I was going to do.
Sure.
And so I, told myself, you signed up for 6 years. You told the government, not even the government, ultimately the country, you're going to do this for 6 years, and you're committed to it. And so that's what I did. I just stuck it out and fulfilled it honorably.
So, can you describe a time on any job in which you were faced with stresses which tested your coping skills, and what did you do?
Well, I kept my composure and thought of a way to get through the stress without deviating from what I had to do, the task at hand. Well, I think the question when I was asked how do you cope with stress is irrelevant, is because that's no one's business but your own. Everyone copes stress in their own way. And what do they want to hear? Oh yeah, I have to say the acronym STOP in my head all the time, STOPP, stop, take a breath, observe your actions and thoughts, pull back at perspective, and practice what works. Like, do they really want to hear that? They really want to hear that's how I cope? And they're going to think, wow, that guy's just like weird. Everyone copes differently, and it's an internal process, and it affects everyone differently. And so why does, anyone else need to know that?
In looking at the job description, what's one responsibility on here that you think you'd be very good at? And then maybe give me a short description of why you'd be good at it.
I would say assist customers and client advisors with product technical issues. I've always been someone to explain technical issues in technology to people who don't know exactly how to navigate a device or software or anything, or a stereo hookup or anything. It is helpful for me to have interview questions ahead of time, because what is the, I don't understand, what is the point? It's like, when you don't know the questions, it's like they're just trying to play stump and chump. And if you really want to get to know me or know what I can bring to the table, let me know what I'm going to be asked. Okay. And, you know, so I can truly and fully answer that, so that you really get the, you know, the answer you're looking for. And that doesn't mean like, I mean, and you can't cheat that. Answer the questions, and I think they get more of what they're really looking for, instead of just like, you know, the long, awkward 10-second pause, you know, after the question's asked, trying to find the answer. And I mean, what good does that do anybody?